Have you ever wondered what a personal accountant really thinks when they look at someone's spending? Well, today we're getting an inside look. We're going to dive into the most common money habits that stop people from building wealth, all based on the real world insights of someone who sees the good, the bad, and the ugly of people's finances every single day.
So, does it ever feel like your paycheck just evaporates? It hits your account and then poof, it's gone before you even know it. You're definitely not alone in feeling that. It's a super common frustration. But the good news is, it usually boils down to just a few key habits. And once you can actually see them, you can start to make some real changes.
All right, first up, let's talk about the absolute bedrock, the foundation of it all. According to accountants who see this stuff up close, this one habit is often the biggest single difference between people who build wealth and those who just feel like they're always treading water. It's all about gaining control of your cash flow.
And the single biggest mistake? It's this one right here, paying yourself last. Think about how this usually goes. Money comes in, and what do? We immediately pay the rent, the phone bill, Netflix. We make plans to go out with friends. And only after all of that is done do we kind of peek to see if there's anything left to save. And let's be honest, most of the time, there's nothing.
This comparison really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, that's the common habit, standard stuff. But on the right, that's the wealth habit, an idea that people like Robert Kiyosaki have talked about for years. The only difference is step two. It's so simple, but so powerful. Instead of paying everyone else first, you pay yourself first. You take a slice, say at least 10%, and it goes directly into your savings or investments. It becomes the first thing you do, not the last. And that's the whole mindset shift you need to make. Your savings contribution isn't an optional extra if you feel like it. No, you have to treat it like a bill. In fact, it's the most important bill you have to pay every single month because it's the one you owe to your future self.
Okay, but even if you nail that savings habit, there are all these external traps out there just waiting to sabotage your progress. So the next step is learning how to play a little defense against them.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Our society has made it completely, totally normal to go into debt for everyday things. We use credit for new clothes, for dinner out, for a morning coffee. This comfort with what's called bad debt, high-interest consumer debt, is a massive financial trap. And just look at how much it costs you. The average credit card interest rate is a whopping 22%. At that rate, any of those rewards or points or cashback you think you're getting, they're completely wiped out if you carry a balance. This is exactly how the credit card companies make their money. They are betting on you staying in debt. So, here's the accountant's dead simple but really powerful rule to live by. If you cannot afford to buy it with the cash you have in your account right now, you should not be buying it with any kind of debt. End of story. Sticking to that one rule can save you from a world of financial pain. And here's the other huge trap, one that sneaks up on you: lifestyle inflation. It goes like this. You get a raise or a new job, awesome. So you get a nicer apartment or a fancier car, and suddenly your spending has risen to perfectly match your new income. And the result? You feel just as broke as you did before, you just have more and more expensive stuff. It's a vicious cycle that makes it impossible to get ahead. Okay, so you're paying yourself first and you're avoiding bad debt. Great. Now it's time for the next big mindset shift. We need to move from just playing defense, protecting your money, to playing offense, which is all about actively making it grow. Just look at the difference here. Saving is absolutely critical, but it has a limit, right? There's only so much of your paycheck you can possibly save. Investing, on the other hand, has unlimited potential. Saving is defense. It's essential. But investing is your offense. That's the real engine that actually builds wealth over time. And here's why playing offense is so incredibly important. If you just let all your savings pile up in a regular bank account, you are literally losing money every single year. Why? Because of inflation. It's constantly eating away at the purchasing power of your cash. $1 today just won't buy you as much next year. Sound familiar? I don't have enough money to start. I have no idea where to even begin. I'm just too busy, I don't have the time. We all know these excuses because, let's face it, we've probably all used them at some point. But that's all they are, excuses. The reality is, the longer you wait to get started with investing, the harder your money has to work later on to catch up. Time is your single greatest ally.
All right, now let's get into a more advanced strategy. This is something the wealthy have absolutely mastered. It's about understanding the financial systems that run our world, and I'm talking specifically about taxes, and learning how to use those systems to your advantage. Now, here's a fact that's pretty powerful, and honestly, a little sobering. For the vast majority of people, your single biggest expense over your entire lifetime is going to be taxes. So if you're serious about building wealth, you can't just ignore them. Understanding how they work is non-negotiable. See, the wealthy get this. They use completely legal strategies to be what's called tax efficient. This means doing things like using special tax-sheltered accounts, like a Roth IRA in the US, where your investments can grow completely tax-free. Or they might operate through a business structure that offers certain advantages. And let me be really clear, this isn't about shady tax evasion. This is about knowing the rules of the game and playing it legally and smartly. And that's really the whole point. The goal is to legally and ethically reduce your tax bills so you can keep more of your own hard-earned money. When you do that, you get to decide where that money goes, whether it's back into your business, into more investments, or maybe donated to causes that you really care about. You're in control.
So after hearing all of this, it really comes down to one simple question for you. You don't have to change everything all at once. That's overwhelming. But what is the one habit, the one small shift that you can commit to changing, starting today?